Welcome again. In this video, we will discuss Introduction to an Audit. What is an audit? What is the component of audit? And all of this information. So let's first discuss what is an audit and what is the goal of IS Audit. IS Audit, which stands for Information System Auditing, is a formal testing or examination of information system to determine if the system is complying with applicable law and regulations, if the information system is complying with governance criteria and match in its goals and its requirement with the strategic direction of the organization, is the information and data protected inside this system have acceptable level of security, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, the CIA triad, is the IS operations are being effective and efficient, and we will understand that there is a difference between saying that something is effective and something is efficient. Are the projects or IS projects are properly executed and meet the expectations of the stakeholders or not? An audit generates a report, and this report is considered a valuable assurance report and a valuable assurance of truth that could support auditee claims. So this is what is audit about, and this is what we can get by having audited, by determining what is the level of our compliance, and this will be supported by what is called audit report. So the audit process on a very high level consists of three main stages. The first stage is by doing planning. The second stage is the field work or doing the audit, and the last stage is the reporting and follow-up. So you report the findings and then you do a rotational or scheduled follow-up to ensure that your findings are taken in the consideration of the auditee. In audit, we have two parties, the auditor or the auditing firm, and we have the auditee, which is the company or the firm or the organizations that we are auditing to. We often look to the audit as a project. So an audit is like a project. It has a start and end date across the year. An auditing firm have many audit missions, and it is all considered as projects. One of the skills or valuable skills that will need to be very effective and the auditor need to be competent with is the project management, because it will help him a lot to do the successful audit mission. Before going any other deep, we need just to differentiate between two terms. We need to differentiate between when we say information system and when we say information technology. Information system is different than information technology, as information system has information technology component inside it. But in addition to information technology component within the information system, we have also processes component. These processes vary, like change management, configuration management, and deployment, and many other processes. So information system is the wide scope, while the IT or the information technology is just one of the components of the information system. Information system is a combination of strategical, managerial, and operational activities that involve in gathering, processing, storing, and distributing and using information and its related technology, where the IT is just the technical. So we need to understand that we are doing information system auditing, not IT auditing. Information system auditing is concerned about both technology and processes. Who does the audit is called Information Security Auditor. An Information Security Auditor is the person who are entitled to do the audit. Auditor need to be qualified to assess, plan, and execute the audit mission. Audit is conducted by a team of auditors, and everyone or each one of this team should be competent, and we may find a team with multiple skills that cover a lot of knowledge areas. And the audit team review system and processes and related risk that may be affecting the certain process in the organization, and the controls that are implemented to manage this risk. And we will describe and discuss what is the risk in great much of details. IS Auditor not only auditing technology implementation. IS Auditor, as I said, is auditing information system. IS Auditor consider process review. He or she reviews the change management, access approval, HR process regarding employee onboarding and offboarding. When employee is onboarding or being hired, we need to consider some aspects that should be in place in regard to technology, like how user account will be created, who should approve the creation, who should approve the access, and when user terminated or quit the organization, we need to have a process for how to receive the digital assets that he has in his custody during being employed by our company, and so on. So all of these are in the scope of information system audit and is conducted by IS Auditor. IS Audit or IS Auditor, as we said earlier, is conducting the audit, and audit is a series of unique projects of short duration that cover all missions necessary to execute and finish audit mission. And project management is one of the nice to have skills for an IS audit. IS Auditor, during his inspection for the system, gather evidence of compliance or non-compliance to form a conclusion. One of the potential and one of the critical parts in the audit is to take the adequate evidence, because you as auditor cannot form a clear conclusion if you don't have enough evidence. So evidence is very important. Prepare audit report is a task done also by information system auditor, and he should upon forming a conclusion, he should prepare an audit report, and this audit report present weak points and recommendation to take over or come over these weak points. An auditor also should avoid any case of conflict of interest. For instance, auditor should not audit his own work. Audit should avoid any conflict of interest may arise. Auditor should not audit work of his friend or a work of one of his relatives, because this will imply a conflict of interest, and this should be reported. Auditor can explain to the auditee how the audit will be conducted, but should not assist in implementing corrective action. In these useful URLs, which is related to grfcba.com website, and this is a firm that is producing or providing technical training or training related to accounting and auditing review, they have a very useful URL that describing auditor responsibility, and I will paste this link in the description box. And in this link, you will find what the auditor can do and what he cannot do, and what apply in finance will apply also in information system auditor. So this is not an ISACA material, but it will be useful to understand how auditor can perform in a good way. IS Auditor should adhere to ISACA Code of Professional Ethics, which we will discuss a little bit later. So why the audit is important? Audit is a crucial function for modern organization. We use audit to verify management claims to stakeholders, shareholder, board, external entities, and clients. If we are a company and saying that our share price is like $100, we should have an audit. We should be audited, and this audit will form a conclusion if our assets or if our revenue or if our share price is really worth the $100 that we are claiming. So auditing is very crucial for all stakeholders because it verifies the claims of any organization. The same way, if we are claiming that we are ISO certified, ISO 27 certified, we are saying that our information system is complying with the BCI standard or ISO standard, and the audit only will confirm this claim. So audit is a process that provides assurance for management claim. The need to be for being audited is enforced by acts and regulations such as Sarbanes-Oxley Act, which was a result for Enron scandal between 20 to 22. If you don't know what was Enron scandal, I would recommend you a good video on YouTube, and this will describe you what is Enron scandal. And let me just open YouTube. And I believe this video will be the good one. It's like six minutes, and I will paste the link of this video. I just need to confirm this is the video that I want you to watch. And I believe this is the right video, so I will paste this video in the description and it will be very informative. And what we are saying here is that audit is not a luxury, it is enforced by acts and enforced as per the law. And one of the laws and acts that encourage and require an audit as a mandatory requirement is the SOX Act. And SOX Act is simply an audit or an act that was a result of a scandal or a financial scandal made by the giant of energy corporation, which is called Enron. And in SOX Act require any company or any corporate that are a member of Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) in United States to do an audit within 90 days of reporting. So whenever we do a reporting or report our quarter or report our yearly revenue, we need to do an audit within 90 days of reporting. The result of testing must be signed by CEO and CFO and must be attested by organization auditor. You may hear about the Big Four, but if you don't know, there was not only a Big Four in the past, there was a Big Five. And the fifth one, which is not on the stage right now, was one of the Big Five. And this one was part of the Enron scandal. And this company, I would not prefer to mention its name because it's currently have like an operating division under one of the professional service providers. But in case you watch this video that I just mentioned earlier, you will find a lot of information in regarding to this matter. So the SOX Act was very important act and very important directive in regarding to an audit. So in audit or in any corporate, we will find what is called an audit committee. An audit committee is an operating committee from the board of directors, and it is charged by oversight of financial reporting and disclosure. So the company may have an internal audit function or might be audited by external audit firm. And either internal audit function or the external audit firm, they will report or they will discuss the audit findings and audit report with the audit committee. And audit committee, don't forget that, is a subset of the board of directors. So audit committee may include the chairman, may include the chief executive officer, may include one of non-executive managers or one of non-executive officers or one of the board of directors member, one member of the board of directors. So audit committee is the single or the interaction layer between the auditor and the board of directors. And this audit committee who are granting the charter, and the audit committee raise the audit report to the board of directors, and the auditor or the audit lead should have a free access to the audit committee in order to disclose any problem during the audit course. Audit committee issue what is called Audit Charter. An Audit Charter is one of the essential documents that need to be prepared and need to be in place before developing the audit function. So what is the Audit Charter? We will find this in a little bit later. The Audit Charter is a document that describes the role of IS audit function. And in Audit Charter, we define the purpose, the authority, the responsibility of internal audit activity. So Audit Charter is related to internal audit activity. It defines the overall responsibility, and it is overarching document that cover the scope of audit activity. But remember, this is a general document, not specific, and it is related to establishment of internal audit function. The highest level of management and audit committee, if available, should approve this charter. An audit function should be independent and not be reporting to any one of executive management like CEO, COO, CFO, or CIO. So the audit function should be independent. Audit function in the organization should be developed or should be granted its authority based on what is called the Audit Charter. And remember that Audit Charter is developed and created by the Audit Committee. The engagement letter is another document, but in Audit Charter, we said that it is the overarching document. It is not very much detailed. It is not very specific. It describes the overall authority of audit function, but the engagement letter is a specific document that could allow the organization or could allow the auditing team or the internal auditing team to do a delegation for a certain audit exercise to external organization. So engagement letter is another form that delegate audit mission or audit exercise to external organization, and engagement letter is more focused on a particular audit exercise. Engagement letter is a formal document defined by IS Audit responsibility, authority, and accountability. But remember, engagement letter does not replace the Audit Charter. So in this video, we described what is the audit, what is the goals of audit, how company can benefit from audit, what is the Audit Committee, what is the Board of Directors, what is the Audit Charter, and the engagement letter. I hope all of this was clear and informative, and I hope to see you in the next video.